You're listening to the Personal Development Through Martial Arts podcast, the podcast where the world's highest personal development experts and martial arts masters come together to empower and inspire you to become your strongest self and live the life that you truly want. Join host Bogdan, Rosu, author, public speaker, and the founder of the first personal development through martial arts school in the world, in the podcast where you become the hero. Okay guys, we are here with Sifu Mauro Antonino DAngelo, or MAD, Mad, as you probably know him from his system. I'm very excited to sit down and talk to him because if you've seen any of his videos, you know that he's a very high-skilled practitioner, and it's very lovely to see that more and more people are getting interested in the internal aspect of martial arts just as much as the external. Sifu Mauro, how are you today?
I'm fine. Hi everybody. Thank you for the invitation.
It's awesome having you. Tell us a bit about yourself. How did you start your martial arts journey? What age and what inspired you to do so? Because you look like a person who's been doing it for a lifetime.
Yes, actually it's like that because I started when I was 10 years old in Rome, in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
And actually I started not because I was a great fan of Bruce Lee or martial arts in general, but my journey in martial arts started because I lost my father when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And my mother decided to bring me to one place to help me to improve my self-confidence and at the same time to try to release some of the tensions that at that time I had inside because of the event. So because of that, I started doing martial arts in one very small school nearby my house. And at that time, we were only kids. The teacher used to teach only to kids because he believed that if you want to really learn martial arts, you have to start from
when you're a kid.
When you are we are a kid, very young.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't agree with that, but I can say that for me was a very helpful experience, and also because that teacher at that time used to invite other masters to his school. So we had a lot of experience in other martial arts because officially the school was mainly about Tai Chi Chuan and Shaolin Kung Fu.
Mm-hmm.
So that Tai Chi was a quite, we can say, like a modern version of Tai Chi Chuan because when I was a kid, I was studying the 24 modern movements sequence.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time Shaolin. So it was a quite stressful experience because you can imagine like 10 years old kids practicing 1 hour of Tai Chi, and then over a sudden you start doing Shaolin jumping all around of the gym. So it was quite a sort of a contradiction. We can explain in terms of yin yang if we want, but it was a very nice experience. And he helped us because from the beginning he teach us how to keep our minds open. And that's why he used to invite other masters from Aikido, from Karate, from Jiu-Jitsu and other styles because,
That's actually very wise. You know, most people are tempted to say, you know, well, we're the only martial arts style that you ever need to learn, which of course is not true. You know, you can learn from everyone, actually. I love that.
Yes, of course. That's my same experience. And and after maybe 5-6 years, I moved to another school because the teacher decided to close the school and he moved back to the States. And I moved in another school that's actually now is my association in Italy, because then I become one of the referent of the school. And in that school is also very interesting because there were 4 different teachers related to different styles.
Interesting.
We have like a Wing Chun style, Tai Chi Yang style, Talang Chuan, and Hong Chuan, Hong Guard style. And at that time they cooperate together, and then we all have experience in all the systems. And after maybe 3-4 years, you can decide to specialize in one. And at that time, I decided to specialize in Wing Chun.
Oh, really?
So So actually, from the beginning, I have a quite say open experience. Like I was not closed from the beginning. One style, believing that
Yes.
yes, my style is the best. We are the best. But from the beginning, I always had the mindset thinking about how can I find good things in others, in other system, in other things that can help me.
I love that.
So.
What made you choose or specialize in Wing Chun?
Uh, because in the beginning I studied a lot of Taolu and forms and movement. At that time, Wing Chun gave me the feeling that, okay, this is sounds more practical. I can learn more about fighting. Even though nowadays I know that it's not like that because all the styles are complete in some way. But at that time, I was quite bored to studying many Taolus
Form.
because, forms Taolu. So I started doing Wing Chun. Also because the teacher I had at that time was a very good heart, a very good man. And then I think that for me he is the a kind of inspiration for my martial path. And then in my mind he is one example how one master should be, one teacher should be.
I love that. I love
Because
that. What do you feel made him stand apart, like, or stand out in your eyes?
I mean, sometimes people believe that a master has to be the one that knows everything, the one that had in the hands all the knowledge of the world, all the knowledge of the topic. But he was someone that really struggled for help his students as much as he can. And at that time, he keeps saying to me that you have to go to China. You have to study English. You have to study Chinese. You have to learn philosophy. You know why? Because he never did that. He cannot speak English. He cannot speak Chinese. And he never been in China.
Interesting.
And every time he found someone that he believes is good, he always let me know. He said, this guy in London is very good. This guy in France is very good. You have to go. If you have time, you have to go. So that is why I cannot forget him. And unfortunately, he passed away 10 years ago. That is why every year I organize a big event to remember him, because I want to let all my students put in their mind this kind of person, because he's a very great example for martial arts world.
I love that.
And that is why now I'm in China. That is why I spend so much time in Asia looking for masters, doing research, because he inspired me in some way.
I love that. I love that so much. And I'm sure that, he feels really proud of your journey so far, right? And the things that you're accomplishing with you teaching. I first heard about you from Sifu Martin Brogard. I think you organized an event together, right?
Yeah. He's a great martial artist, very skilled, a great friend. And yes, he invited me in his school for one seminar, because he asked me to share some of my experience in internal aspect of martial arts. So I went there. It was a nice event. So yes.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. And I would love to dive deeper into this aspect. And if you'd like to share some of the most important aspects that you feel would be helpful to everyone listening in. And before we do that, let me just ask you, how was your experience in China? Because when I interviewed Sifu Battaglia,
another of my friends, yes.
Yeah, I actually saw a photo of you guys on Facebook, and he was saying that it's funny that, you're an Italian. Sifu Battaglia is also like Italian. Like, you're an Italian in China teaching the Chinese about Kung Fu. It's just like like myself as a Romanian would come to Rome to teach people how to make pizza.
Yeah.
Right. How was that for you in the beginning?
Honestly, it was not so hard, because people are looking for other people that are able to share things. So,
I love that. Yeah.
And then if you are really interested in things, you don't care if your face is Chinese, is Western, is wherever. So the point is that are you able to share information? Have you the heart to share what you know? Do you want to share what you know? Do you have actual skill? When you can prove that, people can feel that. So it's not a big issue, even though I'm Western. For sure, if we think about some of the martial artists that are related to the past generation and see one Western teaching here, we can say that maybe Some of them are not very happy about that. But I believe that there is a sort of inversion in the planet. Like many of the Chinese people now are interested and are looking forward for the Western culture.
Yes.
And it's normal that in Italy and in West now is developing such huge interest for the Asian culture. So it's also normal at the same times that maybe there are also some good people that know many things about the Asian culture, and maybe some of them now they are moving to China. So it's quite normal. And then about pizza, if you go to Rome and you eat the pizza, you can figure out very easily that most of the pizza place, the guy that do the pizza are Indian.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
the pizza is delicious. The pizza is delicious.
Absolutely. Yes, I agree, and I used to work in a pizza place myself because, guys, if you don't know, I lived in Rome for 2 years and I worked at, I was trying, that's where I opened a school for the first time. I was trying to teach Wing Chun and I had like some side jobs like delivering pizza, and it's exactly how Sifu Mauro is saying, like, yeah, the guys making the pizza are either Indian or from Pakistan.
Pakistan, yes.
The pizza is amazing, I swear. Right. It's
Yes.
like if you're passionate about what you're doing and you love to share it, it's 100% the thing that matters. Awesome.
Yeah.
So did you always do internal martial arts or did you try some external martial arts as well?
As I said, I had experience in different styles because I studied for a long time Hungar inside this school, the first association, and also Talanchuan. And I'm focusing now a lot in Paguajang, is one of my main style. And Pagua in some ways is related to the other external style, like Luo Hanchuan, a kind of Shaolin style. So I can say that, yes, in the past I also had experience in external styles. But talking with the masters here in China, the old one, I don't know if you have any chance to see some or watch some of the interview I post online. And in the past, there was not a clear distinction between internal style and external style.
Interesting.
So I think that nowadays there is a little bit of confusion between internal styles and external styles, and internal abilities and external abilities, because styles are methods.
Yes.
So we want to use styles to develop some specific abilities and skills. So we can say that in the set of different styles we can find different kind of abilities, and maybe some of the abilities that we can reach are related to the internal abilities and others maybe are related to the external abilities. So the separation between internal and external styles is a quite modern one. So we are talking about maybe a little bit more than 100 years. But in the past, we were talking about internal alchemy and external alchemy, not internal styles and external styles, because nobody cares about styles. People cares about results. If I give you one styles with a very crazy and nice name, but then you figure out that these styles don't give you any results, you don't care. But if I give you one styles with a very stupid name, but I can give you a great result, you are happy, right? So it's like that. So nowadays,
I love that. Yeah.
So nowadays, people are focusing on the idea like, I want to be the best Wing Chun practitioner. I want to be the best Tai Chi practitioner. From my point of view, it's like someone is saying like, I want to be a violin. I want to be a guitar. Why you want to be a guitar? I want to be a musician. I want to play music. Why you want to be a guitar? The guitar is the instrument you're using to create music on your own. No, you cannot be a guitar. Why you want to be a guitar? It's the same in styles. But there is also a historical reason because of that, because many of the styles that we have now come from clans in China, in ancient China. So we have to think about there are like villages and families. They have a specific kind of system to protect themselves. So of course they cannot share things with others, because that one is their tool to protect themselves. But after many centuries, that doesn't make any sense to think about, I cannot share that, I cannot show you that, because this is my secret. Why? And actually, the funny things, talking with so many masters around China and doing interview and study with them, is funny because in most of the cases you can figure out that what they believe that is their secret, actually the other one has the same.
Yeah, exactly.
But because yes, but, but because they never told each other,
They
they,
think
they
they
never
both have the
yes.
secret.
Yes. This is my secret. You cannot share with anybody. Then you talk with the other one, they have exactly the same secret. So that's very, very funny. But of course, jokes apart, we can talk about internal abilities and external abilities. But this is another topic. It's not about styles. And how to say? Sometimes people like to hand one flag, saying like, "This is my internal style. Is the original one. But on my side, I only care about results. So I want to see if your method is replicable. That means that if I'm good, like Mauro, if I'm good, that doesn't mean anything because maybe I'm skilled, like naturally skilled.
Yes.
But if my students slowly can replicate the same ability, that means that the method is right. So nowadays I can see around different people that are also quite skilled. But what about the students? So if you are the only one who is skilled, there is something that maybe is not working in a method. So for me, the method and the procedure is the most important things. So sometimes people believe that I'm creating a new style because they see like decode. But actually, it's not a new style.
Are
What
you
I'm using.
Are you very analytical? Are you like a very analytical and organized person with your teachings, or like more in the flow?
Yes. Yeah, in terms of teaching, yes, because I believe that if you want to share one experience, you have to make it suitable for people. So if I spend 30 years, I cannot ask my students to reach the same result in 30 years. I have to find a way to make my students reach me maybe in 5 years or in 10 years. Yeah. In the same times, I'm also improving myself.
Yes.
And then I will find a new way to let my students come to me. But of course, at the same time, martial arts is related to internal experience, like inner experience. So I can show the path, I can share the method very clearly, but then you have to be, how to say, you have to spend time, you have to be devoted in practicing every day, and also respect every single step, because especially in internal skills, one skills is built on the other one.
Let's talk a bit about internal skills. What, for people who don't really know what we're talking about, what are internal skills for you, and what are some of the results that people can expect by training their internal aspects?
Okay. First of all, we have to think about that. As Western, we like to separate everything. We like to say, like, this is internal, this is external, yin, yang. And then if you open one book, even related to the Taoism theory, you can find, like, they explain, like, yin, and then they mention a lot of terms, like yin is the female, is negative, is black, blah, blah, blah. And the yang, other things, right?
Yes.
But this is not the way that Western Asian people think about that. Because for them, yin-yang concept is one. So they are together. So first of all, if we start to separate completely the inner ability and the external ability, we are already doing one mistake. But as the principle of synchronicity, I don't know how to say in English.
Yes.
Yeah,
Exactly.
synchronicity that we can find in a I Ching. We can try to shot one picture of the topic. So we can shot one picture. In this moment, we can try to figure out what is yin, what is yang. Okay. What is internal, what is external.
Right.
But it's not going to be completely right. Because if we shoot another picture, in another moment, our perception is going to change. But anyways, around the martial field, you can find many different definitions of internal. And then I said before, all believe that what they believe is the only things that is internal. For example, I met one guy that is very skilled, especially in move the body using the breath, the breathing inside.
Mm-hmm.
And then he believed that is the only key of internal. And he doesn't have any other internal ability because he believed that one is the only one, and he's very skilled.
Right.
Then I met another guy that he believed that internal abilities is related to the nervous system, and in some way is related to the meditation because you can learn how to alterate the state of the nervous system through the meditation.
Right.
So if you don't do meditation, you are not doing internal. So to make it shorter, I believe that there are many different aspects related to internal. There is not only one. And then the combination of different aspects of internal generate other skills. For example, recently I heard a lot of people talking about the Pang ability. That is why I'm going to teach this seminar about Pang in Italy. And
which ability?
The Pang painting is the one kind of energy described in the classics of Tai Chi Chuan.
Okay.
I'm
not familiar with the term. I'm not sure what it is.
Okay. So usually people describe this principle as the power to expand the body. Okay. That's actually the expansion of the body is one of the symptoms of the Pang. But this kind of energy comes from the relaxation of the body, relaxation of the mind, and a right and a proper way of using the breath.
We have some people listening in who are thinking, oh my God, I have some parts of my body that I'd really like to expand.
yeah. That's maybe
people are all ears right now.
Yeah, interesting. Yes, but in traditional martial arts, there are many aspects related to other aspects of the Asian culture, even in the Indian culture in some way, because as I guess, Chinese martial arts is also related to the Indian culture because most of the Qigong exercises come from the Indian tradition.
Yes.
And in Indian tradition, we find also the Tantra. And Tantra, in some ways, is also related to some kind of internal training that is still present in some styles.
Yes.
But maybe many people don't like what I just said because martial arts is in general very proud of their sexuality.
No, I think people are still listening. Awesome. So you're teaching this ability to expand the body in your seminar in Italy this June?
Yes. Yes.
Awesome. So yeah, sorry, I interrupted what you were saying before.
No, I mean that is one of the abilities related to the internal, okay? And actually it's not only about expand the body, but it's about to find the emptiness inside the body. And to find the emptiness inside your body, you have to spend more time inside yourself instead of spending time outside. So that is why one of the training that you have to do if you are interested in internal aspects, you have to start doing meditation exercises to reach the state of meditation, because that's the most important thing. People think that, doing meditation is when you are sitting on the chair thinking about things or visualizing things, but that actually is just one tool that we can use to reach that kind of state. And then
When you're saying that kind of state, which state are you referring to? How can somebody identify and say, okay, this is close to the state that I'm looking for? How can somebody know that they're on the right path?
Okay, so if we think about the normal life, most of the people spend their time trying to decodify the information that they feel from the outside. For example, you come inside one room, you start feeling the temperature of the room, you start feeling how the light moves inside the room and the object around, the shape and the space, or whatever. So you get the information from the outside and you start decodifying that, okay? And then this kind of decodification in your mind, you can convert in one thoughts in your mind. So when I say reach one state of meditation, means that actually your intention is not to try to decodify what you feel outside, but try to decodify what you feel inside. And then when you start this kind of inversion, your perception of the outside is going to change. And then that is why the state of mind when you are saying that you are practicing internal styles is fundamental. So it's not only about, okay, if I do Tai Chi, my hand have to be like this or my palm have to be like that.
It doesn't
No,
matter.
it's strictly related to the state of your mind.
I love that. I love that. So one method would be, as you said, breathing techniques, meditation. Is there any other way where, and of course, doing the forms probably a bit slower. Are there any other aspects in training your internal abilities to help your external abilities? Or
Okay, let's think in this way. Most of the people are not able to have the perception of their own bit rate.
Yes.
Right? So actually, if you can reach this kind of feeling is quite easy.
Yes.
So after maybe 1 week, if you spend a little bit of time, you can already feel the heart is moving your side, inside. But you can expand this kind of feeling and sensation to the entire body.
Yes.
So let's think in this way. For example, you are also a teacher, right? You teach Wing Chun and other things. So most of the people, when we are talking in terms of movement, they look themselves and they correct themselves from the outside. For example, they have one shoulder up. Okay, you can see people that look in the mirror, the shoulder, and they say, this shoulder have to be down. And then they move the shoulder down. As the body is something that is not their own, it's something external. They look and then they correct because they cannot feel anything inside.
Yes.
So slowly, if you move your attention inside, you can feel deeply all the single fiber of your body. And then for sure, in external terms can help you a lot. Because when you're going to strike one punch, you have the perception of all the fiber of your arm. When you want to generate one contraction, the way your brain is going to send information is going to involve a huge amount of fibra. And then you can generate more speed, more power. And then even though your structure sometimes is not, to say, from the architecture point of view, perfect, you can even hold force because you are using a lot of small muscle and connection inside because you can feel that.
I love that.
So sometimes in my video, I also show some exaggerate movement, okay? And then some people ask me, Sifu, do you really can do that in fighting? If someone attacks you, you're going to bend your back like that? And I always say, of course, that one is not the best solution. But I'm just trying to improve my skills and then trying to hold one force. Even though my structure is not right, it's not perfect, I can make the structure right and perfect inside myself. So it's a way of training. So in this sense, this is just an easy example that in how internal abilities can help you in the external aspect.
I love that. I love that. And this is one aspect that we're focusing on a lot in my school. This idea of, listen to your body, listen to what you're feeling, get in touch with, like your breath, your heartbeat, meditate. And I tasted, and it's very easy to have this state of quiet and peace while you're meditating. Something that I'm learning right now, and my students are also struggling with at the moment, is how do I keep that state of balance, of peace, and and of oneness when I have to pay my bills, when I have things to worry about, when I have my kids going crazy at me, right? How do I keep my state, my power?
Okay. Well, this is a very interesting question, but we have to talk about one other aspect to answer this question, because we used to identify ourselves with our name, right? Yes. I'm Mauro and whatever. And when we keep identifying ourselves with that, we're going to have a lot of problem, a lot of trouble, because everything can hurt us.
Yes.
Okay, if someone says something bad about Mauro, if someone do something bad to me or something like that, it can hurt me. But if I stop identifying myself with my body, so the perception of all the situations is going to change. So actually the state of meditation is to remind yourself constantly that actually you are something more than your name. You are something more than your physical perception. So when you start keeping have this kind of feeling, actually what you are going to have in your life, your everyday life, is just one chance to test your reflection in this reality. And you can check how you can react in situation, but you don't worry about that, because you know that anything can hurt you, because the things that can hurt, the things that can do something, they can only do something to the external part of you, but not to the inner part of yourself. So in this sense, you can keep your state of mind on another state, another level. Usually, here in Asia, we divide the human being in three different parts. We have the body, we have the spirit, and then we have the energetical form. Okay, so the spirit is, we can say in the Western terms, like the ego. So what we identify ourselves in this reality. Okay. But the spirit is behind the ego. So when we start understanding that we are the spirit and we are not the ego, we are not going to be affected by any problem in normal life. So that's the.
I love that. Yeah.
And now if we want to talk in terms of how I can reach this kind of state. And once I've read one very nice metaphor about that, is related to the idea to be a painter. So if you are a painter that every day like to paint the blue sky in his paint, and every day he wash his brush, but the day after, again, he paint the sky, the blue sky. So if you keep doing that, paint the sky and brush, and clean the brush, and do that, after a while you cannot clean the brush anymore. The brush is going to be blue. So the process of doing the exercise of meditation is the same. I do meditation to reach one state, and then I stop, and all of a sudden I come back to the normal state. But if I keep doing that, I reach one point that I cannot brush my mind, I cannot clean my mind anymore as the brush. It's going to be as the blue sky. So my mind is always going to be
connected to that state
with the part that is important for our life. Yes.
That analogy actually makes me think of something that Greg Braden was saying in his book, The Divine Matrix. He was saying we're both the artist and the art. So you're constantly drawing your life moment by moment by moment. You're choosing your life. And it's funny because the analogy that I give my students is like, do you see yourself as an individual inside a storm, or do you see yourself as being part of this storm, one with this storm? And yeah, I think it's just about, like, exactly like you pointed out, the more you get into that state of meditation, the more natural it is for you to keep it and have it. Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah. It's like that. And then you can find a lot of interesting methods and exercise in martial arts related to this kind of process. But because still a lot of people care about the appearance and the shape, they cannot feel that. If you think about Haolu, people are looking of outside, how the posture should be.
Yes.
But the posture come from what you feel inside. If the posture comes from the outside, means that your posture is fake, because you are just trying to copy something that you're seeing in another guy.
Interesting.
So it's interesting because it's like in modern science. We have information, we have energy, and we have the material. Okay? So the information are the principle. All the styles talk about principles. Okay? When you can put one principle inside the energy, so we can say the energy is the effort we can put in training, and at the same time the energy is the energy of our body. You put this principle inside our body, actually the shape come out naturally. But if you invert the process, maybe you cannot reach the energy. You cannot guide the energy in the right way, because you don't have the principle that are moving the energy inside yourself. So that is why I decided also to change at one point my way of teaching, because in the past I just was following that normal method, like, okay, you teach the Taolu and then you explain rules and everything. So now I prefer to organize very intensive training with people
Yes.
With small numbers of people, because I have to let them understand how to work and play with the principle. Because when they understand that, they can influence their energy, and then the shape come out. Of course, I can guide them, telling them, okay, the Taolu is like that, so the first movement should be like this. But I don't need anymore to correct them how to put the shoulder, how to put the back.
Can you, just to have a better idea or a clearer idea, can you give us an example of teaching principle before teaching form?
Okay, so if you wanna work, for example, on movement, okay, the base of the movement is learn how to don't move the body. So if you're not able to stand, if you're not able to sit, if you're not able to move your body inside, how you can move your body in the space? Okay. So first of all, for example, I work a lot with the Zhang exercises. Maybe this is quite common recently, but most of the styles in the past use Zhang Zhuang. Zhang Zhuang is a kind of training that teach students have to stand and keep one position. There are a lot of different kind of opposition. The three and other more complicated, depends on the style anyways. And starting from that, you can start feeling the alignment inside your body. And then you start feeling that you are extremely stiff. And then only if you have the perception of how stiff you are, you can start relax your body. Because you cannot release tension that you don't feel. And what's the tension in your body? Actually, the tension in your body is one movement that you are doing that is locked. So your muscle are contracting because actually there is one information that your brain is sending there is a kind of movement that lock your muscle and your body. So first of all, you have to release completely all your tension in your body. So the first step, you want to learn how to move. Stop moving your body in a not efficient way. So that's the first thing.
Awesome.
And when people start getting the feeling of the tension that they have in the body, they can accept to do a lot of, we can say, boring of exercises that people never accept to do because they don't feel anything.
Yeah.
So the first things is always give to people experience of what you are saying. So if I tell you like, okay, you have a lot of tension in the body, people usually reply, no, I'm not. Even though you can see people that have the shoulder here, their body here, like that. And then you tell them, well, you see your shoulder a little bit up. You say, no, they are not. Until they cannot feel that the shoulder are up, they cannot change. So the process is always through the experience. Every single thing you want to share to the students, you have to let them feel. And then they can learn, they can accept the process, and they can accept the method.
Yes. And one of the things that people, I think, should get a chance to feel is, the thing that always stands out for people who are doing martial arts when they see one of your videos is the explosiveness, right? People see, oh my God, this guy is fast. It's like, he looks very strong. When did that actually start to tie together for you? Like, when did that become natural, and how did you make it natural for you?
Okay, so when I start stopping trying to be fast, actually I become very fast.
Oh, it's funny how this works, doesn't it? It's like always like you want something in your life, you work for it so hard, and then when you're just about to give up and say, you know what, forget it, I don't want this anymore.
Yeah,
that's when it happens.
Because when your mind, you keep the idea that you want something, that means that you don't have. So if you believe that you don't have, you cannot have. So what you have to think about that all these kind of ability are already inside yourself. So my body is not changed too much. It's not changing too much. All the skills I have inside my body from when I was born. Because my body works like this. Yes, I can train, I can develop other things, but actually it's just an optimization of what I am.
Yes.
But if you want to be very, very fast, first of all, you have to accept that you have to learn how to be very slow. Very slow. Because when you are very slow, you can connect your body perfectly. And then you can, it's like playing. I like playing music a lot. I play guitar, classical guitar.
Nice.
And when you go to one concert and you see maybe one guy play one piece of Bach, you can see that they play so many notes at the same time, so fast. Okay? And a lot of people look at them and say, wow, this guy is so fast. How can he be so fast? And then they go home, they take the guitar and try to play very fast. But they don't know how many hours that guy that just was performing there studies so slow the movement. Because he have to find a way to don't waste any
Energy.
time, any space. Yeah. Okay? So in martial arts is the same. This is one part. We can say that this is one technical part. So how to train your body and at the same time a little bit your mind. But at the same times, through the proper method of how to say develop mental ability, you can get the feeling of the speed. Because the reason why we cannot generate power in our arm is also because we are not able to involve 100% of the fiber of our muscle.
Mm-hmm.
But why? Because we just don't use to that.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why we are not very fast is also because we don't use to that. Because we don't have perception of time, we don't have right perception of space, if we don't have the right perception of what kind of information we have to send to our muscle. So when you are able to send the right information through the relaxation, you can generate a lot of speed.
I love that. I love that. And I notice myself repeating how much I love this interview. I don't usually say that, you know. People listening in, they're probably tired of me saying how much I love this interview. I don't know. There's something about talking about these topics that gets me really, really excited and opens me up. Yeah, I have actually I don't have any more questions. I'm very happy with our discussion so far. Actually,
Nice.
actually, do you think that, you know, because you mentioned all of the ability, all of the skill, like for example, a lot of people who are listening in, they would love to have maybe more success in their careers or maybe have better relationships. And what I've noticed, for example, with my relationships, is that when I was very keen, we're going back to the initial subject that we discussed with the previous subject. When I was very focused on having the kind of relationships that I wanted, you know, it was just slipping through my fingers every single time, right? But when I let go, I said, you know what, I don't need this anymore. It just came. Do you think that you can have a certain result without this process of working towards it and have it slipping through your fingers, without this focus of, you know what, I want this, and going a period without getting the result and then saying, you know, I don't want it anymore, and allowing it to come? Do you feel it's possible just to say I want this and then opening yourself up towards that result?
Okay, I don't want to put this interview in a too philosophical way, but
That's
the
okay.
question you asked me, so yeah, the question you asked me are like that. So the problem is that people are not living the present.
Yes.
So, for example, in my case, I never thought like, okay, one day I'm gonna leave to China. One day I'm gonna teach martial arts to Chinese people. I never thought like that.
Mm-hmm.
And because what I'm trying to do every day is just to be the best version of myself every single day.
Mm-hmm.
And in this way, naturally, I can reach the things that people now from the outside they can see. But I give you one example. Sometimes people ask me, okay, well, master, you have a very great experience in martial arts, so you're going to practice martial arts for all your life. And then I usually reply, no, maybe not. And then
Who
people look
knows?
at me like, what? What? And I say, yes, because now I want to do that because I feel that. Maybe
Yes.
tomorrow I like to do ice cream. I'm going to do ice cream. So maybe I'm going to open one shop. But
Yes.
what I'm trying to do every day really is to try to invest and spend my energy in the best way. And then all the things that can reach my life, it's just a consequence of that. So because of the passion that I have for martial arts, I spend a lot of hours every day training myself and studying and doing research and training again. But it's not because someone told me that you have to train a lot because then you can reach a lot of skill and then you can be a good master. No, it is just because I like to do that.
Yes.
It's because I like the experience of that. So from my point of view, it's not about doing a lot of plans, but it's about, are you express yourself in the best way every single day? Because if you do that, maybe you realize that what you believe that you want is not what you want. But if we keep in our mind, I want to be like a superhero, rock star, like that, maybe one day you can reach that state, but that is not what you want. That is not what is for you. It's just one image, it's just one projection of that you put in your mind. But if every day you try to be the best version of yourself, one day you are going to be very happy doing something that maybe you never expect.
Yes. Yeah, I absolutely agree with that.
I'm sorry, but you asked me this kind of thing.
No,
So you
it's a
forced me to
great,
reply this way.
it's a great answer. You know, it's the personal development through martial arts podcast. So they're very closely related. You know, when you think about it, when you synthesize it, it's like you were mentioning before. You know, the two masters, one from the one village and one from the other village, they both share the same secret. So we're all talking about the
Yeah.
same thing in the end.
Yeah. Actually, many times people that know me quite well, they say that, but Mauro, why you do martial arts? Because martial arts is quite violent. So sounds something that is not for you. Why you are doing that? And then in other cases, people say, master, you are very skilled, you are very good in fighting. And then I always reply them that this is just a collateral effect. Because if you work on yourself, if you develop your mind, if you change your perception of time and space, and then you get new feelings of your body, you already got a lot of skills that for sure, if you are in a situation of you need to protect yourself, you have more chance than the other one because you know how your body works deeply.
Yes.
Okay, so if we think in this way, it's just a collateral effect. Yes, I'm fast, strong, rooted, but it's not because I'm looking for that. It's not about I want to be strong so I can punch someone. No, I want to be strong because maybe on the street I can help someone. Maybe I can help one guy to all these bags after he buys stuff in the market. So okay, and yes, if someone attack me, I can punch him to protect my family. But it's
Yeah,
just a
it's just
collateral effect.
yeah, and it's funny that you know the better you become, the less these things happen. They just
Yeah,
yeah,
of course.
awesome. Sifu Mauro, where can people get in touch with you and tell us a bit about your following event in Italy, your up and coming event?
Yes, we have one Facebook page. It's like Mad Decode, and you can find a lot of information there. So yes, Mad. I like Mad, because my parents give me this extraordinary name, Mauro Antonino DAngelo.
Yeah.
And I like Mad because mad people, crazy people are the one that don't accept to live in a normal way. Don't accept the society. So other people point at you, you are mad, you are crazy, you are a weirdo guy. Okay.
Thank you very
so
much.
In this sense, I like this outcome. So they can find the Facebook page, Mad Decode, or the website, maddecode.org. And then there are all the information about the events. And there is a group of people that I can never stop thank them because they are helping me a lot, that reply people and organize events to help me. So if they write, and they can follow me using the Facebook or the website if they want.
Awesome. I will post the link in the description, guys, so you can easily find the website. And Sifu Mauro, what is one question that you would like to ask everyone listening in?
Interesting. So if what they are doing is respecting the promise that gave to them.
If what they're doing is respecting the promise that they gave to themselves? Is that the question?
Yes. Yes.
But which promise? Because I'm sure that people make a lot of promises to themselves.
Yes. No. What I mean is like talking about martial arts, for example, they expect that martial arts can give them like a superpower. They can fight, or they do Tai Chi because they can give them a good health or things like that. So my question is that the method that they are using are really helping them or not,
Yes.
and if they understand why, yes or why not.
Nice. Awesome. Guys, I'm looking forward to your answers. Post them in the comment section. Would love to hear them. Until then, be sure to connect with Sifu Mauro. Check out his website, and if you get a chance or you'd like to meet him in person, check out his events page and do so. Sifu Mauro,
Thank you.
thank you so much for your time and your wisdom, and I'm very happy we got a chance to sit down
Uh,
and talk.
yeah, thank you to give me the possibility to share some of my weird Italian stories.
It's not weird at all. I have some Italian stories of my own as well, but we're gonna share those in private.
Okay, okay.
I'm just kidding, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. I'll see you next time. Until then, share this podcast with your kung fu brothers or your your martial arts enthusiastic friends, and be sure to use this information and share the information or the wisdom that you found in this conversation with other people. That would honor this interview very, very much. Thank you so much for tuning in, and see you next time. Bye bye. Okay, guys, thank you so much for listening in. I hope this was super valuable for you. And also, to get notified every time I post a new video on this YouTube channel, go ahead and subscribe. And if you want to have unstoppable self-confidence without seeming arrogant, there's a link in the description where you can download the free report. And if you want me to personally help you with your martial arts training so that you get more speed, power, precision, stability, and have a deeper understanding of your body, you go ahead and you check the link for our online academy, which you will find, of course, in the description. And please go ahead and give us a rating on iTunes. It does help and it is very much appreciated. I'll see you next time.